Hello, everyone. This is Akira Himura / Kinakiyama for another episode of Adastra. First off, I want to say a few things before I stop the episode. Number one, I want to know if you enjoyed the first episode of Adastra, and if you want me to continue more down in the comments, I would like to continue myself, but if you want to say otherwise, I can understand. But I really like to go through with this because I do believe it's a genuinely good story, and I think if you open your hearts a little bit, I think you can enjoy some nice romance and all that. And second off, after this episode, I'm gonna return to Your Turn to Die 2 times, and Ocean Avenue 2 times, and then Dasher 2 times. Try to make a pattern there. Even now, what I can do, probably produce 26 after I post this 20th video. I hope I'm not keeping this long because I just hope you guys understand what I'm gonna have to do to keep this organized and keep this channel going for those who still is okay with what I'm posting. But without any further ado, I like to start the story now. Right? Oh, no. I didn't want this. This is what I wanted. Last time we ended it, we went inside of Amicus's room, where we will be staying here so we can spend all the time in his planet, helping make him the emperor. Alien politics and all that. Silly, huh? That's much better. My dad's advisor keeps the climate way too hot in the rest of the palace. Ooh, that's never good. I follow the wolf out inside and look around. Aside from a few quirks, the room looks like it could have come straight out of any luxury hotel on Earth. Amicus sits heavily on the bed, making it squeak. He starts to strip off his clothing. Just warn, if anything inappropriate happens, I will censor it. I promise. Toilet and bath are here and there. He nods at another door across from the bed. Then he jabs a thumb back at a large curtain. That's the balcony if you want to get some air, though I don't know why you would in this weather. Then he points at the couch. Alright. I really am turned into his pet. And that's where excuse me, I'm gonna have to take a little drink. And that can be where you can sleep, if that's alright with you. I've known other aliens to prefer the floor, though. I'm not one of those aliens. The couch is fine. I walk over to the red sofa, sizing it up. It's more than big enough, but I pick up the little black pillow. I notice it's covered in fur. The irony. The inconspicuously pick some of it off before the light blanket smacks into the back of my hand. Haha, there you go. Is it all okay? I think so. Sometimes I sleep on the couch when I'm at trips. Yeah, this is good. I hope the blanket will be enough to keep the coal that seems to be waving down from the ceiling. Good. Like I said earlier, I'll show you the rest of the palace tomorrow. We'll get some real food too. Thank you. Amicus sprawls back into the bed, not bothering to draw up any blankets, his eyes closed. I actually want to real food now. I don't say anything and instead lay down the sofa a bit harder than I expected. Good support, I guess. As I settling in, I think Amicus has already fallen asleep, but that's when he speaks again. And thanks for you go. For what? I don't know what he's thinking me for. For not killing him on the ship? Oh yeah, good times. Not good times though, because we almost died. For agreeing to help him becoming emperor, maybe that too. For the way I took this shitty sofa and flimsy blanket without comp plan. I'm not sure, so all I say is, sure. Then I hear the wolf snoring softly, and the light suddenly dim down until they're off. Ew. Fancy. I lay there a while, though I'm not sure for how long. In fact, time seems to have all meaning since I was adopted. Amicus's brother said it had been 2 days, but didn't Amicus say that time freezes when traveling in the stretch drive? Had we really spent that much time idling around? I need to stop thinking about everything that doesn't make sense, because that's basically everything. Come on, you can make some sense into this, will you? I just need to help this wolf so I can get the hell back home. Then I can pick apart everything I've been through all I want. Yeah, you can bitch when you get home. For now, I just need to help things move along as smoothly as possible. I don't mean to sound rude. What's that? With that thought in my head, and with the soft sounds off Amicus's gentle snoring, and I lulled into the light and troubled sleep. Aww. The dream I have is strange. I'm in a black void of some kind, and despite the emptiness I have some sort of purpose. I don't know what that is, but I'm being driven towards it. It's not a good dream. It's a borderline nightmare. Come on. You can think of there are worse things to dream about, and you know it. The empty void isn't the scary part, though. It's the feeling of being watched by someone or something. Excuse me? Someone who isn't Amicus? It's the feeling that I have no say in where I'm going. I get it now. No choice at all. I'm very curious about you. What? I'm limited in what I can ask, but I'll start with this. What is death to you? Oblivion? Infinity? Can I get back on you on that? I don't know how to answer that. Oblivion? It's final? Maybe? I guess it... Should I talk often? I could change it every time I need to if I get a bad ending, right? Infinity. And beyond. Oblivion. And death. I mean, death is death. I don't know. I hope I made the right choice. I see. Sometime before I fully wake up, I hear something moving around behind me, followed by the mumbled voice and a soft padding sound that fades out after a few moments. I wonder if one of the flatmates had just arrived and looked into my room for some reason. And I shift around. I frowned at how weirdly firm the bed I'm laying on is. My bed was softer than when I got into it, and where are the sheets? I open my eyes, and there I see red velvety surface in front of me. Ooh, I almost thought I see red in my eyes because I couldn't sleep last night. Something like that. Then I turn over and see the unfamiliar ceiling of a gold square pattern above me. It is a pretty room, I'll give you that. Oh, yeah? Yeah? Yeah, oh, yeah, that's right. I looked over toward the bed where I expected to see Amicus, but it's empty. Did he ditch me? I'm not, I'm not his slave. Or am I? I'm not someone you can just leave around behind. I ain't chopped liver, you know. I stare again at the ceiling for a while, letting the sudden realization that I'm still here wash over me. It is not an illusion. You are captured by a wolfman, a space wolfman. I go over everything that happened yesterday and last shred of hope that I've been dreaming fading from my mind. I look over at Amicus's bed, wondering if he's gone into the bathroom. I listened for a while, but I don't hear anything coming from the door across from the bed. There's a sound of what I'm assuming are birds chirping coming from behind the curtain. Slowly, I slide off the sofa, feeling cold marble against the bare feet as I do. Shower. I shiver and decide the the blanket with me, wrapping it around my shoulders. I shuffled around the sofa and moved to the side of the large curtain to pull it back just slightly. Hey, just like the opening, just like the title screen from the game itself, the air comes through the fresh and immediately reminds me of camping by the lake during summer camp. Pretty, huh? That would make sense because ahead of me is what looks like a massive body of water that seems to come right up the edge of the balcony. It's warm, not nearly as humid as it was last night. Pink and orange light paints the clouds on the horizon. For a moment I take in the sight. The hills and the mountains to either side of the lake are covered in lush green trees. So we got normal water and trees in this planet too. I mean, shouldn't realize that with with a sapient wolf with all that. So this is this a little is the little island a ways out from to my left? In the distance, the other side of the lake is what looks like the city of some kind. I, it's hard to tell how big it is since it's a good ways away, but from what I can tell, the buildings are massive, and the smaller structures that tapers off the sides seems to stretch far off behind them. Dim lights from the windows glitter in the distance. I wonder if that city is full of wolves like Amicus and Cassius. Probably so. Despite the situation, I kinda want to go see it. Hmm? I wonder how that will go. As I watched to see the small dark oval shape descended on down toward the city, blinking blue of the red lights. Sorry, I thought I saw something. If it records to show my screen, I'm sorry. I have to smile and shake my head a little. I mean, I still want to go back to Earth, but this is undeniably amazing. I know, right? I'll let the curtain slide shut finally and turn back into the room. So where did the big wolf go to? He could have at least told me before he ran off. Yeah, I ain't chart liver. Good morning, Fujiko. Good morning, computer. I jumped in the computer. Voice crackles overhead. I clench in my chest, breathing hard, and the voice continues. Amicus has a message for you. Did he now? Do tell. There's a pause, then. Hey, Fujiko, I'm going to the morning meditation. It's in the room just down the hall, and it will be back in approximately an hour. Why don't you take the time to get familiar with the room? There's a pause, then. Are you still recording, Com? Yes. To end recording, say end a message. Oh, you see, Fujiko, end message. It's still to end recording. Just say end message. My God, end message. I hear Amicus starting to curse again before the message cuts off. I look around in the room a bit, noticing how little there is to get familiar with. I couldn't at least get. If I were abducted by aliens, I want to bring my Switch or something to entertain myself with. I could look through the dresser, but I assume that's mostly filled with Amicus things. I doubt he wants me to get familiar with those. I move across the room towards the bathroom door, standing in front of it in a moment before studying the black panel in the middle of it. It's similar of what Amicus used to open the door in the hallway. I reach out, try to push it from the moment my fingers brush against the surface. The door slides in its sides so fast that I jump. Hey, shower! Don't forget to miss the spot, Marco. Or Figo. Yeah, I already know his name. The lights inside come on, slowly illuminated from the interior. I poke my head inside and then quickly step in, imagining the sliding door suddenly closing, then chopping my head off. Oh no, we'll have none of that. It stays open until I'm halfway in the room, then it closes automatically. Then a large sink in my left, and an even larger mirror above it. In the corner, there's a marble-looking bench with a hole that I can only assume is a toilet. Oh, fancy toilet. Finally, across from the large bath, what I imagine to be the shower. I actually need to pee, so I head over to the bench and do my business down the hole, hoping that it's not something like a laundry chute and I'm pissing on the servants below. Meanwhile, down where the servants are, if that is the case, what the fuck is this yours in my face? Oh my God. so nasty. As soon as I start, though the water begins to pour down the sides of the tube, leaving me pretty sure that is indeed the toilet. Thank God for that. I guess I should be more confident in assuming things about this place. Pretty much like Earth, huh? Everything is fairly similar to what I had in Earth. True facts. I walk over to the sink and push the faucet. Then I stick my hand under it and the water starts pouring out. I'm tempted to take a drink, but I notice the water is bubbly and soapy looking. I had nothing left to do in the bathroom. I turn back in the door and find this black square again. I reach for it and just like before, the door slides open. If he thinks he's getting away with it. Sorry, I was reading the text for a little bit. Oh! Hey, you're Cassius, right? Hey, Cassius. Cassius, facing away from me, his arms folded from bushy white and tail swishes from side to side. I freeze up, staring at him wide-eyed. I have plenty of time to jump to the side, maybe hide in the shower area. If you can't see me, you can't find me. But I just stand there like an idiot as the wolf turns around almost in slow motion. Hi! Would you like pizza? I am the new plumber from another planet. I heard you have a broken toilet or something. He freezes just like I did when he spots me standing in the doorway. Hey! We stare at each other for a very long moment. Yeah? And he screeches, making me jump back in shock. Oh God! Dimple, what is this? The wolf dodges back and forth and expects me to try to run at him. Cato, help, come quick. Finally, Cassius' little dance of the terror ends with him sprinting to the left and out of the room. Stand there for a moment listening to his screams fade from the echoing hallway while wondering if I should hide or something. Probably so. Maybe go back to the bathroom, try to lock it. Instead, I hear thudding somewhere running in the hallway from the other end. And Amicus comes running in the room, sliding on top of the middle of it. He spins in the circle, spots me, and runs up to me. What happened? Cassius came and saw me? You let him see you? What? No, he just came in. Where were you? Meditating, I left a message. Where did he go? Cassius? He just ran off. Damn it. Amicus stands here and his tail thrashing back and forth. I glared at him. Yeah. If you haven't just let me there, this wouldn't have happened. Cassius, should I have been even come in here? Amicus turns away and starts pacing back and forth. What are you doing? Shh, I'm thinking. I'm bristled a little being slushed, and I stay quiet, watching the wolf. What does it, my wolf? Stalk back and forth. Then I hear the voice again, Cassius along with another deeper voice. Amicus turns to me. Just be quiet for a moment as I try to explain things, understand? I glare at Amicus. Okay. His ears flatten and the expression becomes a bit more desperate. Please? He did ask nicely. I still don't say anything, but I give him a curt nod. Amicus reaches out toward my shoulder and then bosses me instead offers his paw to me. Thank you. I take it and he gently pulls me from the bathroom and stand next to him in the middle of the room, facing open the doorway to the hall. Amicus fixes the confident smile on his face, though I can feel how tense he is next to me. From around the corner comes Cassius, but he's hiding behind someone else, another wolf. You don't see me. I am behind that buff man. Then Buff stop in the doorway as the large wolf takes in both Amicus and I. Amicus, what are you doing with it? Step away. I'm no vermin. What part did when I said I'm exterminator, you don't understand. Oh wait, I am housekeeping. I can't keep the story straight. Amicus gently places his paw around the shoulders, drawing me in against his bowl. Still smiling for me. Cassius' eyes widen that, though the wolf next to him seems to have no reaction. Then again, that could just be because I can't see his eyes. What are you doing, Amicus? Oh, he seems a little serious, so... What are you doing, Amicus? It bats his voice. Amicus clears his throat. Cassius, Cato. He nods to each of them in turn. This is my pet, Fujiko. Nice to meet you all. I am a humble pet. Treat me nicely. Cassius' mouths fall open. The other wolf, Cato, seems to shift a bit at that. Silence drags out. Then Cato shifts again. Is that where you were the past 2 days, Amicus? Amicus' arm tightened a bit around the shoulders, drawing me in closer. Yes. And that's where you took your father's ship? A slight pause. Yes. Cassius gasped. He can't do that. He glances at Cato. Can he? The bigger wolf is quiet, even though I can't see his eyes. I get the feeling that he's watching me closely. Cassius turns his glare back on Amicus. Where did he come from? Your dad? Last night? Amicus rubs in my arm. He came from far away. Is he a child? Yes. What? He can't just take someone else's child, can he? Again, Amicus looks at Cato. And once again, Cato is quiet and finally sighs. We will discuss this over breakfast, Amicus. Get dressed and bring the creature with you. Rude. As long as he's safe. Keep talking like that, and I will slap you. Of course. Then we will continue with the conversation here. I get it. They're not supposed to know I'm intelligent or whatever, but still rude. With Kato turns on the heel and walks out in the room, leaving Cassius. I think that's how it's pronounced. Looks after him and with a gaping mouth. He turns back on us, snarling, "I don't know what you're planning with this thing, and because if I know you, it's going to be incredibly stupid." Uno reverse card. He takes another second to look at me in unmistakably disgust. Disgusting, a human. You could have at least obtained one that isn't quite so ugly and fuck off. Leave, Cassius. Don't think about snooping around my room again, understood? Cassius doesn't respond. He simply walks away, looking over his shoulder just before he leaves. And expect to receive punishment from Kato for stealing his father's ship. Absolutely outrageous. Whatever. And by the way, bitch, I'm beautiful. I watched Cassius' tail switch out the sight behind the doorway. Amicus lets a huge sigh, and I feel his chest deflates against my shoulder. Damn it! I sigh as well. You really didn't think this through, did you? That's obvious. I slowly move out from the wolf's heaviest arm. Like I said, I made many mistakes. I'm just tired of lying now. Fine. Then speak nothing but the truth. You still don't told them I'm a child. Amicus brings a paw abruptly up to the mouth, touching the pads of his fingers to his lips. And might not be shushing. It might not be a shushing gesture, but I'm familiar with it. But I know what it means. Amicus listens, his ears straight up, and his eyes looking up the ceiling. Finally, he looks back at me, whispering, "That is something I can never tell them the truth about, and it would be best if you never mention it again, please." Oof. His sudden serious demeanor controlled my mood a little, so I just sighed again and sat on the edge of his bed. Amicus stands there awkwardly for a moment and then quickly moves over to the open door, placing the paw to the square to close it. He moves back over to me, his voice still lowered. "Well, if you're going to pass you off as a pet, then I should probably get familiar with your duties." "My duties?" I raise an eyebrow at Amicus. Amicus sighs. "I understand your frustration, but you need to do this right if you want things to go as smoothly as possible. You don't have to do anything, but it will help you blend in better." I roll my eyes and lean back on my hands, looking at Amicus. "Alright, what should I do?" "Well, first off, I take a shower and you help me wash." "Help you wash?" Like I said, if anything intimate happens, I will have to censor. But it will? "Yes, you would soak my fur and such." We stare at each other for a moment. Something that the others wouldn't see. So I suppose it's not necessary unless you want to. No? Well, alright then. Never mind on that one. And was clearly offended. Listen, I'm not gonna soak up your naked body. Yeah, you made that clear. Wow. Anyways, I honestly would rather skip a shower today, but spending all of the time in the spaceship has left me rather unkempt. Amicus turns to the bathroom and opens the door. You should at least come in the bathroom while I shower in case Cassius starts to barge in again. You could stare at the wall or something. Amicus stalks in the bathroom and have to smile so as I follow him and the door closes quietly behind me. Amicus notices me smirking. What? I shrugged. Nothing. I just kind of funny that you got so huffy. I don't know what that means. Amicus adjusts his underwear, suddenly drops, and I quickly look away. Heh, I suppose you people prefer modesty? It's 50-50. Out of corner of my eye, I can tell Amicus has a bit on a smirk of his own. Around others, at least. You guys don't walk around naked, so don't you prefer modesty too? It depends on the time and place. That is true. Amicus moves in the shower. In the next 10 or so minutes, I sit on the corner while the room fills with steam. Once the water shuts off, the loud fan starts up and glance over to see Amicus with his arms up, blowing his fur back and forth. Man, imagine him with a blow dryer with all that fur. He noticed me looking over and look away again. You know, yeah. He had the mount almost shit shout over the fan. You could have cleaned up too if you showered with me. But you won't have time with breakfast coming up. You'll have to do it after. Well, it happens. What? He wants to shower with me. Things are getting intimate already. I shrugged and wait as Amicus steps out, grabs the clean undergarments hanging out the hook, which he spends the next minute trying on. Alright, balls are gone. Now, you can look now. Okay, that's funny. Actually, do you even have those? I don't want to assume. I see what you're trying to do. You're trying to trick me. I open the door and head back out. Guess you'll never know. Yep. Amicus spends another minute in a bathroom, opening the door under the sink, refilling around in it. And the next thing you're supposed to do is get a brush in oils from here. I have a friend that uses oils too. He lifts up the brush and a few glass bottles with colorful liquids inside before coming over and stand in front of me. He sighs. I know you don't want to, and I realize now that I'm repulsive to you, but I can't really reach every part of my coat. It would be strange if I called for a drone and I have a pet. I'm thinking about making another moody remark, but the expression on his face makes me pause. I suppose I'm being a little bratty right now, you think? Besides, what else am I supposed to do while I'm here? Sit on the sofa all day? I get up and take a brush from Amicus, and I see a surprised smile on his face. Thank you, Fuyiko. Ooh, my. He shows me how to apply the liquid, a honey-colored one, to the brush. It's treatment for my fur. It keeps it softened. The volume is looking. Here, you can take the brush and run it lay on my fur. Wow. And he lands in the brush and stands facing away. Yep. I start slowly and run the brush through the fur between his ears and down his broad back, watching the slightly disheveled hairs line up and lay down smoothly, and accentuates his shoulders blades and the thick, smooth muscles in his back. Yep, I definitely seen that. It's hard to not see them. I'm hesitant at first, but I become more confident with each stroke. Actually, it's kind of relaxing. That is until I brush down the left side of his neck, which makes him gasp. I pull back quickly. Sorry, did I brush too hard? Amicus chuckles. No, that's just where you hit me earlier. Oh. Now I feel bad. I look closer to see that this is where it looks like the lump under the fur. I carefully brush around it and move to Amicus's front. Amicus, meanwhile, has closed his eyes and with a smile on his face, clearly enjoying himself. I'm sorry about that, by the way. I was just really scared when I did that. Don't worry about it. I deserve it for tying you up so poorly. Aww. Amicus gives me a wink. Oh. I feel my face grow a little hot as I focus on getting the fur laid just right on his biceps. Damn. And you're not repulsive to me at all. I was just being a dick earlier. You look good. Well, I suppose I was too. I shouldn't have made fun of your sensibilities. All aliens have their own cultures, which are different, but that doesn't mean less valuable. Amicus' tones sounds weirdly rehearsed, like he's quoting something. And thank you, Fuyiko. I think you look good too. I might just be returning the compliment, but it's nice to hear after what Cassius said. I know, right? But I definitely wasn't lying. And now that I'm close to him, I admit that he's a little handsome. I mean, little's an understatement. I mean, look at him. Look at him. His face expressive and kind of charming, and there's a gently friendly air about him. And well, then there's his body. Oh my. But you're going to places. So you're going to places that we can't show. It's thick and masculine, just like a burly human. Exactly. And I really can't deny that it's kind of appealing, kind of. I start to brush down front, the wolf's front, feeling the chest and the stomach rise against the brush with his breathing. The skull brighter fur around his pecs accentuates them better, since it seems that how he was keeping it earlier. I can't blame him. Then I move to his belly, moving the brush over its thick and slightly rounded form. The muscles are less defined here, but I could sense the strength underneath it all. As I brush the lower part of his midsection, I notice the crotch of his loincloth bulging out the bar. Okay, I have to censor this soon, aren't I? Alright, thank you for your hiccups. That should be good. He takes his brush and hands the towel away from me, leaving with a strong suspicion that he's adjusting himself. He covers it by pretending to mess with the other bottle. Finally, he turns around, looking flushed. Hold out your paw, please. I stick out my hand, and he tips the bottle over. The liquid in this one having purplish tint to it. Several drops fall in my hand. Immediately, my nose is filled with lavender scent that I've been smelling off Amicus since I first met him. Rub them together and then sort the pat up my body and under her arms along my neck as well. I can tell Amicus is flustered, so I do it quickly, not wanting to linger and cause the wolf any other problems. Maybe it feels really good to be brushed like that. Is it like perfume? Yes, but it keeps the muscular sense hidden from the most part. I see. Do you use perfume? Well, I guess I do wear something like that under my underarms. Feel free to use it then. I decided not to tell him the lavender scent is mostly for women on Earth. Besides, it smells nice. Once the perfume is done, Amicus moves in getting dressed, showing me how to drape his cape over his shoulders. Yep, you look the part now. Alright, so you only have a pair of clothes you came with, so I'll have to tailor drone come up with lately today to see if we can make you more pairs of what you have. Okay. Now let's head to dining room before we are late. Amicus pauses, frowning. Strong. Now I know you won't like it, but you're gonna have to feign some ignorance in front of others. I raise an eyebrow. How so? Well, you need to act a bit dumb. The antagonizing feeling that I have been fading over the past few minutes starts to rise up again. And how do I do that? Angus shrugs. I don't know. Give a vacant stare and coherent mumbles. Act like you can't grasp more complex members. The whole point is to make it seem like you're a typical child. I don't like it, but I don't want to have anything to do with those aliens, so I'll make it if it'll make them leave me alone. Alright, I'm already dumb anyway, so I might fit in. Amicus lets out and breathe clearly relieved. Thank you, Fuyiko. This may not always have been to be the case, but for now, we need to play it safe side of things. Just let me do all the talking. You got it. Great. Now let's hurry to the dining hall. I don't want to make Kato more angry than he already is. Oof. And with that, I follow Amicus out in the hallway. So, who's Kato? The wolf you just saw with my brother. He was my father's advisor and currently the acting emperor I mentioned earlier that he'd be choosing between me and my brother. That's why I'm going to keep him in a good mood, or at least not a bad mood. I don't think he's in a good one. Sounds relatable. Sounds relatable to some people. I keep in mind and stay on Kato's good side as well. Don't look at me. I am picking fleas from my own hair because I am clearly a monkey. Meanwhile, sunlight pours through the open windows, and I can see the birds calling from outside again. Pretty birds. What was that? I can hear birds. I'm surprised they sound the same as they do on Earth. Oh yes, you wouldn't know. Yes, you wouldn't know this. All life has the same origin and develops a roughly similar way. It's only natural that life here is similar to your moon planet, I mean. Oh, well, all life on the side of the universe at least. There, there may be another, but we'll have to leave the conversations for now. For later, for now. Mmm. Good sprite, by the way. Very good sprite. I follow Amicus around the corner and find myself standing in a large, spacious room. The first things I notice are the large screens on each wall of the room displaying a colorful image, stars, galaxies, and spaceships. In the middle of the room are what looks like beds surrounding a table, and those beds are two wolves I saw earlier. Oh, these two. Cato and sitting leaning over toward Cassius, who draped luxuries over one of the beds. Cato is talking to Cassius while the other wolf has his typical sour expression. Sitting on the floor in front of Cassius, and in a creature that I've never seen before. Oh, a cat boy. Definitely not a wolf. More feline like Cassius is in his paw on his head, idly scratching his while he's listening to whatever Cato is saying. He sees us and abruptly stops sitting up. You've never seen a before. Primate before. Cato stops talking and looks over at us. You're late. And good morning to you, Cass, and Cato and Alexius. So, Cassius, Cato, and that means you're Alexius, right? Amicus turns to Cato and a small cat creature bowing at both of them. Good, good morning. Morning, Amicus. The cat, Alexius, nods at Amicus with a smile. At the same time, I see Cassius tug the gold collar around his neck. It isn't very much, but Alexius immediately drops the smile from his face, looking down. How many times do I have to tell you not to acknowledge him, Amicus? Amicus seems to ignore Cassius walking to the empty bed while putting me along with him. He whispers in my ear, sit in front like Alex is doing. I look over to the cat and see his ears perk up the direction through the continue to avoid looking at us. He's kneeling position. Do I do the same? Starting to feel like uneasy about the whole setup. Amicus, meanwhile, stretches across the bed in the elbow and the cushions. He props himself up. Calm, in breakfast. Yes, Cato. A few seconds later, a literal flying saucers levitating the room from beyond another archway. Technology is the future. Just on Earth, apparently. I get the moment to see some sort of black device in the other side of the plates before they gently come to the rest of the table. I blink. I don't have anything to say. Decide to just take everything in without question. I decided instead to focus on the food. Yuppie? What type of food is there? I can identify a few of the portions, one of them being what looks like bread. I want the bread with butter. And then the plate of odd white crumbly substance next to the bowl, I'm pretty sure, are olives. There's a glass bottle filled with some type of red liquid, probably wine. Ooh, my. Finally, the middle of the next, some towels like napkins, roasted, coloring, golden colored, and steaming. It's actually smells really, really good. And considering that I haven't eaten for any real food for the other day, I feel my mouth water. Still, I have enough common sense to know I probably just can't dig in, so I keep my eye on the cat, waiting to see what he does next. Grabs 4 small plates and takes from the tall stack and sets them down in front of himself. Then he starts to grab some slices of bread where he sets down on one of its plates. I look back at Amicus and he nods, so I deduce so grabbing 4 plates and setting them in front of myself. The table starting to grab some separate portions of food and set them on my own plate. Meanwhile, Kato just leans over and grabs his own while Cassius clears his throat. So, Amicus. What is this? I look immediately, find Amicus' eyes boring into me, Cassius' eyes boring into me. I quickly look back down and grab the wooden-handed knife like that Alexius sets down using the spread and white stuff and slices the bread. I wrinkled my nose at how stinking it is. I just realized it's probably some type of cheese. Ooh, that's Fujiko. He's my pet. No, Amicus, what is it? It's not one of our children. Does it belong to a sibling? I'm half listening to the conversation while I see Alexis reach out with his bare paws and just pull a chunk of meat from the poultry. I hesitate, kind of what she's in the hot. Had the chance to wash my hands, but I do it anyways, wincing at how hot it is. I am an 8. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Does that work? Did they buy it? In a temptation, the strong stuff to stuff into my mouth, but I managed to set it down on the plate. Finally, I grab up a bunch of olives and put them on their own plate. At this point, I can see Alexius lining his plates in front of Cassius on bed. Carefully, I do the same for Amicus. Though I lost the olive in the process, I watched it roll over across the ground and decided to ignore it, but and Amicus just pats on the head and mutters, "Thank you." Oh, no, he's far from a, he's from a failed uplift. I watch as Alexius starts to gobble the, with the red liquid and look up when I realize there's complete silence. Cassius and Cato are both staring at Amicus right now. I look back at him and see he looks pretty calm, though I can see him picking at his claws. Uh, are you serious? Yes. Why? He's a barbarian. Rude? Because I decided that abandoned children deserve
to reestablish regular contact. If we to reunite with Kamians, then we need to unite ourselves. I start feeling Amicus Goblins, and I feel his eyes in front of me. Child or not, having a pet like this will show the Kamians my intentions. Case discussed loudly. Okay, princess, calm down. Popping an olive into his mouth and chewing vigorously. Masterful stunt, Amicus, but you still stole father's ship to get there using stretch tech without authorization from the Emperor is violation of law, is it, not Cato? I hand a goblet to Amicus, silently wondering the wolf is going to be thrown in jail my first day here. Well, what would happen to me then? Please don't kill me. I will be your maid. I feel Amicus looks calm, but when he sees my wide open eyes, he just winks. It could be there's no emperor, could be, but there's no emperor, is there, Cassius? Cato finally lays back, and small plates helps hide with food. That's right, those two are competing to become emperor, and no one's emperor yet, so hold your horses. He turns his head back to Amicus. Are you saying you piloted a ship to the outer reaches of our empire? Voice commands only works for the Emperor, if I'm not mistaken. That is correct. I learned to navigate the ship on my own. I was also able to communicate with their people, negotiated, and sign a contract with him. This is where I start to hear Amicus' voice falter. Ooh? I actually do believe now that he doesn't lie often, because it's clear that he's so bad at it. LOL. And I think it's still recording. I copy Alexius and return the kneeling position to next to the bed, and then switch the cross-legged on the when the knees get too sore. Cato watches from his bed silently, and I again feel a nerve at the feeling he might be looking at me. Please don't stare at me. Please don't eat me. I don't taste good. Monkeys don't taste good. Primates and humans don't taste good, do they? Because they're sort of the same thing, right? Excuse me as I plug in my laptop. There we go. And I will have to rearrange myself. Cato watches from his bed silently, and I again feel unnerved at the feeling that he might be looking at me. Please don't look at me. Fascinating. Cassius curls his lips back. Fascinating. He is a stretch drive. He's going to get away with it because father is dead. What does that make of all the other laws? Can a beggar now steal from a market because there's no authority to tell him not to? I mean, what would you say about that, audience, in the comment section? Can a child rebel from the empire because there is no empire to tell them? Honestly, if there's nothing to boss them around, what can they do? Then fend for themselves. Quiet, Cassius. You know the circumstances as well as I do. Cassius snaps his mouth shut and with a huff, turning the attention back to his food, which starts to pick at. Conversation seems to stop there. I wonder if Amicus is in the clear, while Cassius sure seems the indignate I get the feeling that Amicus wasn't in any danger in the first place. I swear I know what words mean, except for that one. I don't know. I guess being the Emperor's son has his perks. Oof. Could you get me some more of the absorber Fuyuko?
What's that, Master?
I knew I would fit right in as the dumb one. I look over to the table in a moment in confusion. What's that? I try to keep the voice low, but that's when Cassie suddenly yells, clapping the paws ahead. Oh God, it doesn't speak the language. I look between Cassius and Amicus in confusion. Of course not. They were abandoned. Mostly abandoned. Still speak the language. How far away is his home star? Roughly 50,000 light years. I don't care. Don't have it speak again. Okay, okay. You wanna fucking fight? Let's fight! The last thing I need is a headache from the legume annually translating everything he says. It's barbaric. I don't know if he's calling the headache barbaric or me. Probably me. You should go fuck yourself and upload its language to Nexus before you let it out in public again, Amicus. I decided I really don't like Cassius. He is kind of a bitch, huh? He's talking about me like I'm a piece of property. Then I feel Amicus' paw in my shoulder for a moment, giving a soft squeeze before putting it back again. Even animals don't deserve this kind of cruelty. Come on. The, the conversation topic in shifts to stuff. I don't understand most politics. Kahamians, whatever that is. Probably a species? Maybe? Despite their fight earlier, Amicus and Cassius are pretty animated in their conversation. Amicus keeps sticking empty plates in my face, indicating that I should refill them. Clear that I'm not going to be eating while the wolves are. I feel my irritation grow. I'm not a servant. I didn't agree to this, and even if it's supposed to help me blend in, I can't help but feel Amicus could have put me in a better position than this. Oh my God, they're awful. These bad dogs. Virginia sent me a letter last night saying that she's bringing back the Kahamian tomorrow. She got Trot here after the stretch drive depletion. Oh, he wasn't able to return the retrieval ship. He was on Anchorus at the time, so it took him several months to get back to Adastra. He's going to be our guest until the next ship arrives. I don't think it'd be quite interesting to see one other person who could say they met two siblings. Cassius reaches down and starts stroking Alexia's head fur. Purr! I knew it. Green the gray cat closes his eyes, smiling and purring. Oh, I was right. I watch for a moment and I freeze up and feel Amicus' paw in my hand. He starts to gently scratching the blood claws onto my scalp, ruffling my hair around. Actually feels really good, but not knowing what he's doing gets me pissed off all over again. But I don't know. Maybe I would like to be pet by him. Pets are nice. He already knows I don't want to be doing this, but he brought me here against my own will. Now he's stroking me in public like I'm actually his pet. Well, I guess it makes sense. I guess he's doing his part to help me blend in, and just like I'm doing mine. But it doesn't mean I don't hate it. In his other paw sticks his empty goblet under my nose. More wine, please. Can I have some too? This conversation is getting a little boring. Uh, I'm kidding. I'm getting a little intrigued by this. I let the goblet hang in the air for a moment and take it reach out robotically for the heavy wine bottle getting up in my knees. Better to pour it into my empty goblet. I fill up as Amicus continues to stroke me. I bet even a viewer can say they've met a abandoned species one day. Do you think? Cassius glares as Amicus, and I glare at the wine. I try to remind myself that I can't. This is just to help me get me home, or maybe he's actually just showing me off because he likes how he's getting under Cassius' fur. Fine, fine. If my master wants to show off to this bitch, I'll let him show off. I turn on my knees, face the wolf, and hand back to the goblet, noticing how full it is, and the wine almost sloshing over the rim. Amicus reach out for the goblet. My fingers twitch, and I feel my goblet switch in my hands, watching it seems to fall in slow motion on the outside of the bed. Wine shoots out the red gush, splashing across Amicus' lighter front. Oh shit! I am so sorry! Don't hit me! The wolf grasps, sitting suddenly in the wine, pours down his chest and the stomach onto his pants. Ooh, this is not good. Damn. Meanwhile, Cassius bursts out laughing behind me, snorting obnoxiously. There's no reason to have a few ventured out. Meet them, Amicus. I see Alex staring at me, but when I meet his eyes, he looks down. Amicus reaches over me for one of the towels, glancing down at me as he does. I try to keep myself smirking, but I think I fail. He causes staring at me astonishment as I guess he realizes that I did it on purpose. He doesn't look angry though. Instead, he grabs the towel and starts patting down in front and fur, stained in the dark maroon color. What are you doing, Amicus? Cassius finished laughing as I look over to see him staring at us. What do you mean what I'm doing? I'm cleaning up the mess. I am just a humble pet. I cannot clean up after myself. Now feed me, take care of me, and love me forever. Amicus rolls at Cassius, continuing to pat himself down. Dear gods, you really don't know how to do this. Punish it. Excuse me? I don't need to be punished by Alexa, you. Cassius Lacey flops a paw up the air, slapping motion. I snap and gaze, Amicus glaring again. What? No, I can't do that. Why not? It's in the contract. No physical punishments, just like Alexios. What? You heard me. Alexios is a sibling. It's barely even a child. He is mine. It's none of your business. Stick up for me. Punishment's the only way to teach lesser species, Amicus. And imagine a smart species kick you in the fucking balls like I did your brother. I shouldn't do that, but you're getting on my nerves, small bitch boy. He looks at me. You creature up, I'll hit you, and your creature's up, I'll hit you instead. Yes! Woo! He's scared. Because he's bigger, because he's bigger than him. I jumped, so does Cassius here ringing as Amicus D voice bellows over me. Bye. So I hide behind Amicus myself. Meanwhile, Cato just lunged into bed, listening, or maybe not. I'll make myself very clear. You never lay a paw on him or give him orders of any kind. Cassius be having to recover, raises eyebrows at Amicus. And if I do, brother? Amicus first starts to lay flat in his shoulders again as he shrugs. I'll punch you. What? You can't do that. We're not pups anymore. And if you call him it again, I'll do the same. Yes, I have gender pronouns. It's he, him. Cassius seems to choke for a moment. What in the world has gotten into you, Amicus? Amicus? I don't even know what voices I should get you. He looks at the older wolf. Cato? He's bullying me. Yes, Cassius? Well, do something. He can't threaten me like this. Amicus, be nice to your brother. Cassius' ears turned up red and thumps in bed, glaring his remaining food. Anyways, if you two finish, then be off your studies. Don't be late this time, Amicus. Your tutor complained again last week. That's today? Oh my god, get your shit together, boy. You know you should take care to start paying more attention. After seeing what you accomplished, I'm to lean towards trials making my decision. The room suddenly goes very quiet. And Cassius, I need to speak with you for a moment before you leave. Oof, what's that about? Amicus gets to his feet and I do the same. Wolf glances at Cassius and Cato to see their deep conversation. He turned back at me. I forget that it's my studies day, so I'll be gone for a little while. I'm going to ask Alexis to show you around and give you something to do while I'm away. Ah, how sweet of you. I feel myself grow tense at the idea of being without the only person I know around here. Seriously? Listen, you don't have anything to do. You have to do anything. I'll make that clear to everyone, but I feel you might rather have something to do rather than sit in my room all day. He seems to think it's the chores that I'm upset about rather than him leaving him. Thinks it's the chores that I'm upset about rather than him leaving me alone. Alright. Amicus frowns at me and can't help but feel a little bad. He does seem to try to make things easy as possible for me. That is sweet of you. And sorry. I gestured to his still stained front. Don't worry. Yes, wine isn't easy to get off the fur, but you know why. I know why you did it, and I deserve it. Ugh, it is speaking. It's his language again. Shut up, Cassius. Thank you. What? Alexius? Amicus gestured to a small cat and currently stacking the dirty dishes top each other. Could you please show Fuego around the palace, around with the tasks and activities you do? He's unfamiliar and with nearly everything. I am out of this world, as you see. I would be happy to, Amicus. I guess this will be your voice since you seem so small and polite. So you can order my pet around? Kato, standing over the doorway, clearly eager to leave, sighs. Enough. Try to be reasonable, Amicus. Now both of you be off your studies and be quick, and a quick shower for you, Amicus. Amicus grumbles, starts to turn away, and turns back to me, resting his paw on his shoulder. What? You have to smell your best, don't you? A long shower means better sense. I'll be back toward the evening. The big wolf pauses as I wanted to say more, but leaves me with a simple, I'll see you then. I'll see you around, Wolfman. And with that, he gives me a little wave and another wink. Aw, how precious. Before following Cassius and Cato through the archway. See ya! Talk to me when you're done. Justing as Amicus leaves, Cassius pauses to give me a sour look. Okay, bitch. Then again, most of his expressions are pretty sour. Yeah, but it makes me uncomfortable. Ooh. Then I'm left alone with the cat. Meow? I feel a odd sense of loneliness seeing Amicus just leaves like that. I miss you already, Amicus. I do miss you already, Amicus. It's like my mother just dropped me off to preschool or something. He's the only one who's been treating me like an actual person, mostly at least. I hear a small sound of someone clearing their throat behind me. Hello. Small cat smiles pleasantly, his paws clasped neatly in front of himself. He says he's small, but he's clearly around the same height as me. It's just odd seeing another alien that's my size when I have to look up at the wolves. Hi? I see Alexia's left eyes twitch and he raises the paw in his head. Oh dear, this is gonna be an interesting day. Aw, is something wrong? More twitching? Just my lingua. It will still be a while to learn your language, but it gets better the more you speak. So if you don't mind, I'd like to know more about you. I'm very curious. Alex told me to act dumb, so I figure out I might how I might do that. I fix a distant look at my face. Far away? I don't know how stars work. Alexius blinks and giggles. Oh. We both stands awkwardly in the moment before he gestures at the table. Well, why don't we have a seat? We eat the leftovers when they finish. The cat moves over to sit on Cato's bed, reaching out for his own small plates. And reminded of how hungry I am, I quickly do the same, closing to sit on Cassia's bedside since Amicus is covered in wine. Will the food agree with your stomach? I think so. I actually look kind of like some stuff I eat back home. I mean, basically olives, bread, and meat. I pointed each of the dishes. He puts his paw back in the head. Oh my, so many words in a full sentence too. I freeze. I mean, I don't really know what this food is. I'm just guessing. No, I mean, it's your words. So many of them in complete complex sentences. Fuck, I'm bad at this. I'm too smart, apparently. I'm kind of both, honestly. I guess the wolves uplifted intelligence a lot more back then. Maybe. I wonder if I ruined our plan already, but Alexius doesn't seem alarmed. Just curious, I turned my attention back into food. Please don't tell me. There isn't much left on the table. Yay, free scraps! Meat and the mostly cleaned off the bones by Cato. Next to the floor, slices of bread in a bowl of olives. Alexius starts to purposefully working at the claws until it comes apart into two pieces with a loud tearing sound. He hands one half. You should be able to find a little meat on there. And takes in front of him, trying to not show my disappointment. Then puts the two slices of bread on the plate, slides it towards me before taking the remaining two. Make sure you use cheese on the bread. It blends without it. I don't know. I'm a bread and butter type of person. I pulled a few things, the strips of meat on it, bone, and tasted. Oh, making a sandwich. Good, really good. I quickly searched the bones more, but there isn't much at all. Hungry? Yeah. How do you know? I look up and Alexius is delicately picking his own half of a bird. Yeah, I haven't eaten in a few days. Oh, really? Why not? Well, the trip is a bit rough. I guess I did eat on the ship, but it wasn't very filling. Oh, like protein sludge they have? Yeah, the stuff is quite terrible. I can understand why you're hungry. Well, you don't have to worry. Why not? We eat dinner with our masters in our rooms. Amicus always serves himself a very large portion and sticks me my own food, since Cassius doesn't take much himself. Alexius slowly spread cheese on the bread. Man, Amicus seems so much more respectful than possibly Cassius or even the wolf species, if I have to guess. Will take good care of you. Is that he will take good care of you in that respect? With the mention of Amicus, I start to feel a bit lonely again. Oh, actually, something I notice is what the whole palace seems to be lovely. Amicus, please come back. I miss you. So where is everyone? Dear diary, I'm all alone. I'm distracting you guys. I need to continue reading. Alexius chews throughout his bread. I think the way of the phrase things stupidly then give as I decided to already note. I'm able to form complex sentences. This palette doesn't seem to have many people around. Oh, well, do you expect others to be here? Well, I guess, like servants or guards or some other officials. Most needs in the palace are covered by artificial intelligence and drones. Same goes for the palace defense. Basically, robots took their jobs. I suppose it may be different where you're from. The siblings learned long ago that fewer sapiens you have in a location that needs to be secure, the better, and you and I are an exception. The bread tastes like a little chalk, so I decided to spread a little bit more cheese into the smell. It's salty, creamy, and not bad at all. Tasty! It smells hard to ignore though. Kuda? So what's the point of having a pet? So what's the point of having a pet then? They're cuddly, they're huggable, they're sweet, and they're cute, and they love you forever. Amicus didn't tell you? Oh, he did. He mentioned status and stuff. It's there any other reason? Why would we have stuff for them if they have well much that can do? And instead, status is the main reason, yes. Our duty is to be their side during the public appearance or an official meeting. Obviously, having an artificial sapient doing the same isn't impressive at all. I can see that. Pets are amazing, but we are too intelligent to be pets, so we have to fix the system. We really don't have anything manual in the palace, but Cassius likes the idea of Sapien being his servant. He says it reminds him of his old days. Ooh. I see, Amicus told me I don't really have to do anything for him except brush his fur. Ah, yes, Amicus is very meticulous about that. Do you know him well? Fairly well. I've been here for a few months now. I have fair share of interactions with him, even though Cassius doesn't like it. I see. What do you think of him? I think he's that you're lucky to have a master like Amicus. I believe that. Why is that? Amicus is very kind. Sometimes he tries to be all official and assertive, and he likes to tease me, but it comes off as more open whether he intends to or not. This is all compared to Cassius. It's all compared to Cassius, of course. I think for a moment. Do you not like being Cassius' pet? There's a pause, though Alexius continues to smile. Cassius is very specific how he wants to be taught and such, but this is great quality for perspective emperor to have for sure. Oh, to use an intelligent word. But casual conversation, it's much more easier to talk to someone like Amicus. I know what that means. I take the sip of the wine, and as far as I can tell, in the similar few times I had on Earth, he's been really nice to me. Yeah, he has. At least after the whole kidnapping thing. He's very nice. He's a very nice person. He tends to not think everything through. Like his eyes flicks the look behind before focusing back on my face. He is how you say a himbo. Understand the normal Lori, we wouldn't speak so candidly about our masters. This is just our conversations between pets. Oh yeah, I understand. For a moment in silence, it goes just enough to be uncomfortable. Yes, I thought you would. I have to say, you're extremely perspective, almost in the same level as a sibling. I went internally as Alexius points out my intelligence again. I only took me 10 minutes to fail my one and only job. And Alexius smiles at me again. Oh no, don't tell anyone about my intelligence. Was I supposed to not know that? Apparently he's perceptive as well. Do you want a butter bread? Don't worry. Like I said, it's between us pets. Lex leans in conspiratorially. I don't like to blab everything. I am to my master. I'm simply his servant, not spy. He leans back again, though he might wish I might. He might wish I was, but honestly, it's really nice to be able to talk to someone other than my superiors, and because the only one to treat me like an equal, but Cassius keeps our contract minimal. I put the last bit of bread into my mouth, and as soon as I did, Alexius, sit up. Come, we're finished. Yes, Alexius, speaking of yourself, I'm gonna eat some more bread. I watched the fascination the dishes levitate to the table and float away through the archway originally came through. Ooh, I wish I had that. You want to go outside? Like I said, there's not much to do, but gardens require more space and keep them presentable. Yeah, sure. I brushed the crumbs out of jeans to stand up. I'm still hungry, but the amount that I've eaten has taken the edge off of it at least. I followed Alexius quietly through the halls, really enjoying the architecture of the palace for the first time, like this cool one. I entered the main hall where Alexius stands in the sunlight pouring in through the archways. Ah, aren't there the mornings beautiful here? This is the best time to do work in the gardens. I say we have the good 3 hours before it gets too hot. Sorry for yawning a lot. I'm doing a recording as as quiet as it can be. We start walking out in the gardens when I suddenly struck by something odd. So you just said we'd have 3 hours? Yes. Well, how long is an hour here? The same. Good. Oh, we use the same minutes and hours and stuff? That doesn't. That didn't seem possible. Alexis thinks rubbing the spot above his left eyebrow. Well, in Lingua, it's a complicated device. It's a parental text, so it's something that we don't really understand at all. But that what we do know is it translates language in a way offers best understanding possible for the host. Alexius crunches the pillar, examining the ivy growing around its surface. I use the measurement to time specifically to the wolves that their language and lingua translated to measurement to you better understand. And the starts to catch chuckles. It does seem I've given up understanding myself. I'm not perfect, and I can create something really confusing situations, especially when it comes to certain words and numbers. Oh. I see Alexius single out small and white flowers growing in base of the pillars before plucks out and sets in the side. I start to wonder I should maybe learn the language. The lingua is precious and all, but it doesn't seem like very specific. Alexius grins. Don't think too much about it. Just try to remember it doesn't mean everything. Actually, it's the same. There are 19 hours in a day on Adastra, which I imagine at least somewhat different compared to your own planet. I think 24 hours is what we have. Anyways, what I'm doing right now is pulling up some weeds. The drone do good job watering and pest control, and they often miss smaller weeds like these. I crash the pillar, searching through the ivy. Weeds pull at the base. So there are 19 hours in a day here. Yes, that's a bit shorter, but then back at home. Oh, I get that. There are 30 hours a day where I'm from. You get used to it in a few weeks. though I preferred actually. I turned my attention back into the pillar, suddenly by myself staring right in a strange crab-like sticking to the stone. At first, I wonder if it's a carving of some kind, since it's so big. But I look closer, it moves, and I realize it's a massive living spider. Holy shit! No! The next thing I know, I'm rolling from it's rolling from the away from the pillar, actually moving style before popping back in up to my feet. Oh my god! What is it? A spider thing! I'm standing in a good 10 feet away from the pillar, but I can still see the massive spider and the thick legs framed out in the width of the clock. Get rid of it! Help! I shiver. I don't like spiders either. Ugh. Oh, I see. I stare at him. How is that funny? I'm very sorry. That they are very startling when you first encounter them. Lexus walks into the spider, starts to make shooing motions at it. Even from here, I can see the black beady eyes. Oh no! It doesn't move at all, choosing to sit motionally at a pillar. Adastra arachnids and insects are disturbingly large compared to ones in my moon. Mine are very tiny. That's very bad. I look around, suddenly feeling like I'm in danger, imagining a giant wasp destinated from the skies. Oh, hell no. None of that shit, please. By the way, I'm going to try to record this 20 more minutes or so, or even a little bit more before I end the episode. Lexia starts to look more frustrated. The spider refuses to. Immediately intimidated by limp wrist swipes. Shoo! Shoo! Nothing like the garden's dangerous throw they needed to balance the ecosystem. This creature's venom is far too mild because it's much more than an inch above if it bites at all. No! No, 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 no! I'm gonna fucking run! Alexios gives us another weak swipe, and the spider takes an opportunity to bolt up in an arm, fast up that it becomes a blur before stopping on its face. For a moment, we both stand in shock, and it clings to him like a face hugger. Oh no! Oh, then, I can't let it get it off. No! The dances around place in the moment. I simply watching the fascinating horror. Oh shit! None of that. No, 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 no. Finally, he shakes the head hard, and the spider runs down and is front to scuttle across the ground into some bushes. Alexius breathes, heaves to breath for a moment, trembling. Despite myself, I have laughed in amazement at what I just saw. Why are you laughing? Wow, for you. Sorry, it's just so surprising you were so sure of yourself until I chuckle again. Well, it surprised me. He shivers and rubbing his shoulders. There's honestly nothing to be afraid of when it comes to those, but it was right on me in the way they move. He shudders again. I freaking hate spiders, man. And just stood in there and watched. I mean, what could have I done if it have happened to me? I would have jumped in the pond. Lexi's sides in a bit in fur and flattened down again. Real talk, I relate. When wasps appear in the pool, I just dive underwater. Then he also chuckles. Well, I was about to. Anyways, let's get back to work. If you see another spider, just work around it. I'm just running away from it. That's what I do. For next hour, we move the pillars, cleaning up onto the weeds. Well, I'm not going outside for a while. I'm way more vigilant now, checking every pillar of spiders before we start. Luckily, we don't cross any more. After a while, we finally sit at the bench under some trees, and calm floats and a few platters and pastries remind me of quinches. Quinches? Ooh, I don't even know what that is, but followed by a glass of cold and green vegetable tasting drinks. Oh my, it's delicious. So, can I ask where you're from? Very far away, further from your home, even further from your home. What brought you here? That cat's eyes deposits with pastry halfway through his mouth. A bit complicated, and I was here sort of ambassador. I arrived just as a stretch drive depletion occurred. Well, what was that? Alexis shrugged. Well, whatever reason, the Romanesque stopped supplying the wolves and stretch drive powered. When the emperor died, they starbound right now. They can't shuttle me back to my planet. The situation between the wolves and their parents is worrying, and we don't know how long the wolves will be there. Stretch. So will people send their own ship retrieve everyone on Adastra? Oh, I missed it. Oof, missed it. Alexius frowned, looking embarrassed again. Well, I slept in and missed the departure. Wow, really? I mean, it happens to the best of us, no? I guess. Why didn't they wait for you? It's kind of messed up that they just leave you. When using a stretch check, time is important. Everything runs a specific schedule. So if you miss it, you miss it. You're and certainly not going to send another out for one person. Wow, didn't you have an alarm clock or something to wake you up? Trust me, it was a series of many unfortunate events that lead to that happening. The main reason being that even I woke up with enough time to reach the starport. I got lost in Adastra City, a terrible public transportation system. I was running from platform to platform. Wolves are all around me trying to touch me because they never seen a cat before. And I could barely read signs because, well, my species water comes from the eyes where we're stressed so. Oh, so you were crying? You know what that is? Yeah, my species does it too. He looks away and I could see the inside of his ears turn red. Ah, I did not know that. It shares a trait among us in a wolf, but I know many others that do it. Aside from the chemians, I think that's how you pronounce it. Anyways, I eventually decided to use the situation to continue my work to build a relationship with an imperial family, so I became Cassius' pet. Lexia's situation doesn't sound all different from mine, even though the reasons for us getting here were very different. When does the next ship come? Lexia shrugs. Years, at least 1 decade, but sometime more. I'm hoping within the next few years, though. I'm sorry to hear that. It's not the worst life. Wolves treat me well enough. We do have a special relationship with Cassius. Between us and the wolves, unlike other siblings, our parents originated from the same galaxy, though our views are very different. Their bonds are there.
cats and dogs. Alexius brushes their paws together. Are you done? Yeah. Come, we're finished. And with that, Patter's glasses float away, starting to get used to all this. But there you go, was it? Yeah? So, I'm sorry. I guess we skipped introduction. You already know me as Lexius, but you can call me Alex. Hello, Alex. Alright, Alex it is. Oh, there you go. So now, we're no longer pretending that you're not so sapient anymore. Where are you from? Tell me about yourself. That gives me some pause. He was really nice so far. I know I just can't reveal everything to Alex. I settled being a vague like he was. From far away, less far away from than you. I'm a primate. I knew it. I knew it. I see. Are you pouring money to your people? Nope. I'm a nobody. No, I'm just a student. Oh, do you know why Amicus chose you then? I think he just chose to be at random. I just happened to be where he uplifted and occurred. Alexis blinks and then laughs. That's just like Amicus. Yeah, it is actually. What a dummy. I guess it makes sense to choose Commoner if he wants to unite abandoned children again. Oh yeah? I decided to shifting the conversation away from me. Good tactics for now. Oh, I should. I guess I might as well save there, but I will continue reading. I decided shifting the conversation away from the good tactics for now. Yeah, he didn't explain that to you. He maybe a little bit, but he didn't tell me that much. Don't take it personally. Amicus doesn't think ahead. Right now, the wolves are a bit of a strange situation again. This is between you and me, and they've fallen behind other siblings in terms of spread and resources. Forgive me for my pauses. I can't control that. Main reasons being that they don't uplift the children is similar intelligence levels as themselves. Nope, I don't want that. Intelligence levels? I thought they spread their culture. Alex frowned at me. You don't know? I guess you were abandoned. I guess you were abandoned, but you should know that your intelligence, every child's intelligence, was uplifted by a sibling. Oh no, I guess we lost that bit of information. Well, that's not the end of their problems. These children are indentured servants in a way. In exchange of having their intelligence mostly uplifted, they have to serve an empire until the debt is repaid. That doesn't sound good. Oh, and how long was that been going on? Well, let's just say the first successful uplifted the wolf children haven't finished repaying their debt. And that sounds like slavery. Alex glances at me. It does, doesn't it? Yeah, that's pretty fucked up. That's confusing to me. But they have, if they have all those robots and stuff, why do they need sapiens to be their slaves? Advances artificial sapiens are gifted by the parents. We can't build them. We can't build them. We are a bit spoiled here in the palace, but outside not so much. So they're just rich entitled people. I get it. And even I I get it. They're just spoiled bitches. That's what I mean. And even then, if artificial sapiens aren't likely never will be,
actually thinking machines don't exist. This is why uplifting children is the same intelligent leave a sibling is important. Good idea can come from anywhere. I guess if people don't do what wolves do. No, we uplift our children as much as we can. This practice is isolated to the wolves. They seen by other siblings as harsh on their own children and the rights of the sapiens in general. That is true. I see. I'm starting to see the wolves and even Amicus in the whole light. As I'm reading my mind, Alex goes on, I don't know about that, though, for you. But things are changing. Amicus choosing you as his pet shows that he sees you as close as an equal. But then there's Cassius. Alex tail swishes around and freezes between us. He'd rather things stay the same, even regress. That's why he has made a strong challenge and a strong challenge against Amicus. My God, he is a weak sauce dog, man. Of course, his thinking would be small too. There are many wolves who are unsure to change Amicus' suggestions, and the proposed alliance between the wolves and the Chemians is only adding it to it. Chemians? They're another sibling species. I knew that. I was right. Post powerful galaxy, in fact, but a bit worries a lot of people there. What hasn't been a war between siblings that over the 100 years? And the last one was between Chemians and the wolves. Can you imagine what sort of problems it might create? So Cassius wanting the wolves to stay independent to complete control of the children is rather popular. What the fuck? You probably wonder why I'm telling you this, but I wanted you to understand the empire that you're in. It'll make it easier to navigate. I was in fact wondering why he tell me all this. Does he have some other motives that he's not telling me? I look over at him. Do you want Cassius to be emperor? I like that we can discuss some things, but being the siblings allows me to have more freedom. But one thing I should probably keep silent on. That only confuses me more. It doesn't sound like he's on Cassius' side. Yeah, maybe Amicus and I could find an ally in him. Well, I think I would prefer Amicus. His whole thing to treat others sapiens equally. From what I tell, it seems to please Alex. Yeah, liberate sapiens. Well, we'll find a out this soon enough after the trial. And Alex moves suddenly brightened. Anyways, I've really been enjoying our time together today. You know what? Same. Like I said, it's nice to be able to talk to someone who isn't my superior. I hope we can do this often while you're here. Yeah, of course. Wonderful. Aw, how precious. So cute, in fact. Alex raises the look from the sun and Vita. We should keep working and starting to get too hot out there. For the next several hours, we walked around the garden, but before finally moving inside the walk around the palace a bit. He points to the door, sits the throne and room, the communal bath, but we never go inside. He tells me I should only do so when I'm with Amicus. Eventually, we move back to this dressing room where Amicus suggests we watch the screens until our master's return. He says better acquainted with the wolfish culture. It takes me a moment to realize I was watching some sort of film starting wolf similar to Amicus. They're acting out scenarios traveling into space, fighting more sapiens. The sapiens species find our wolves in mass. I guess they don't really have CGI because every effect looks practical. It looks boring and the acting overly exaggerated, like they're in a silent film. Finally, after what it seems like a good 3 hours, Alex tells me that Amicus will be returning soon. You! I get to be protected again. Woohoo! And I might tidy up his room before he gets back on nuts. I'm relieved to cut the film short and Alex part ways to go our respected rooms. I'm surprised to see it's already dark outside. Even with shorter days, I guess honestly, watching wolves overact over other wolves in mass took up more time than I thought. On my way through the marble halls, I pause every now and then, and I look large murals in the wall depicting every from wolves swimming to wolf swinging towards the other canines. In the great hall, in the largest mural, and depicts 5 wolves. Features the flat and lack of sort of perspective, making the muzzle look a bit askew. 2 larger wolves loom from the other side. One is wide in a feminine shape, while the larger of the two holding his paws in his chest. Round the head is a red, and the 3 smaller wolves are clearly feminine, while the other is white. I wonder if this might be Cassius and Virginia, which would leave the remaining wolf in the middle of Amicus. He's skinnier. I wonder this might be a child or a teenager. Glowing breath floats about over his head. Ahem. I jumped. Someone clears throat and cloudly next to me. I need my master. I turn around and find myself staring at Kato, the advisor. He looks up to me, looks me up, down a moment. At least I think he does. More silence. I open my mouth to respond, then remember what Amicus told me. I let my eyes unfocus my mouth and drooped open a bit. Kato's ears twitch in the sound I make. Clears his throat again. Hello, Fuyuko, was it? How are you enjoying your first day in the palace? Um, I give it five stars. Without the kidnapping, though, that's one negative review I'll give. I wonder I should keep droning or if I should at least answer the question. I'm technically a sapient, so is it okay if I sort of understand? Uh, okay, maybe. I don't know. Left side of Kato, scared of twitches, waits for more, but I don't give him anything. Oh no. I Good. I trust that Alexis showed you around the palace. It is a bit stifling life behind the walls, but hopefully with the time will able to take you out to the city. I cross my eyes a little. Oh, I like that. Pretty lights and all that. Yes. Where are you from again exactly? There's something behind Wolf's words, something that is more than an innocent curiosity. Big rock star planet, planet from by the star? Keto waits again. I don't ask anymore. Do you have a name for the planet? Yeah, it's Big Rock Planet. We aren't telling him shit, are we? Keto manages left the forehead and looking a bit annoyed. Big Rock Planet? With water? Kato stares. So big planet with water. I nod dumbly. Kato sighs loudly, shocks up, and not bothering to end the conversation. Wonderful. Now I have a headache. You and me both for me talking to you, for her pretending to be dumb, even though I sort of am already. And with that, he disappears around the corner. I decided I did an okay job, as Kato seems to think I'm a massive idiot. I can't be as himbo as Amicus, though. I don't think I can master the true power of the himbo. I make the way quickly to Amicus's room. I'm glad to not run to anyone else. Then there's not much to do. Amicus' room is spotless, so after metering around and smoothly the bed covers, I choose to sit down on the soft sofa and wait. Despite the fact that I only been here for what's probably been 10 hours, I'm exhausted. Maybe I don't have any trouble adjusting to shorter days. As I start to doze, there's a sudden chattering sound towards the door. I jumped to see Amicus come in, wheeling the tray and several plates on top of it, heaped high with food. He grins at me and feeling a relief of seeing him. Woohoo! Welcome back, mister. Hello. Hello. Sorry, I suppose Alex didn't tell you that they set these outside the door on the 15th hour. Did he treat you well? Yeah, he was nice. Oh. Amicus wheels up the car into the sofa and flops back next to me, making the whole thing shake. Ugh, it was a long day. I bet. Are you okay? Amicus opens one eye at me. Barely. Had to go over some maps today. Ooh, no. Head feels like we're going to explode. Oh my god, same. Didn't help that Balbras keep cracking me over the head with a stick when I answered wrong. Oh, that's so bad. Wow, that sounds harsh. That's not how you learn. Don't worry, it was nothing compared to the one you gave me. Amicus smirks. I can't help to smile back at his teasing. Again, sorry for that, Amicus. He seems to become more comfortable around me. How he is relaxed me. I am sorry about that. Don't be. Stop apologizing for that. Now let's wash and eat. My stomach has felt hollow since breakfast. You don't got lunch? We both have the restroom rinse, pause, hands in sinks before heaping our plates with food. It's more to the same bread, meat, and all. There's also a good amount of other vegetables and fruit. Nice. I have a hard time identifying. It shows me how to combine fruit and cheese and bread, and how I find myself starting to like the smelly spread as long as I ignore the smell. Compared to breakfast, Amicus really wolves down on the food, a lot of food. He probably ends up eating the 3 times as much as me. Aww. as well. He tells me about the scary instructor, how he punished him way more than Cassius. Well, he usually gets, does he usually get the answers right? Well, yeah, but he helped me understand rather than smack my ears. That doesn't help anything unless he has information in his stick, but bashing it into my head brains somehow. Don't worry, I hate math too. Oh my god, same. Well, I'm better at other things like literature and history. Ha! Cassius is hopeless at remembering battles. Amicus flexes the bicep, and he forgets about wrestling. He could never beat me in a fight. Yeah, I wouldn't think so. He is bigger than me. So yeah, he has his maps. He can have his maps. All these maps. The trial doesn't involve that anyways. What these trials, your groups keep talking about. Amicus takes the big gulp and wine, and grasping it, finally pulls the goblet away from his face. Well, what Cassius is considering is using to decide the next emperor. Essentially, 3 trials: music, dance, rhetoric, and finally combat. That might be important later. And whoever wins becomes emperor. Well, whoever wins out of those 2 or 3 combat is the last. That is one of us wins. The first 2 who don't come to that, it won't come to that. I'm really hoping that Kaito chooses me in the next few days now. He sees you. The trial do happen. You have nothing to worry about. Amicus grins confidently. Ooh? I don't? I'm better than Cassius in at least 2 of those things. Perhaps even in music and dance. You know, I believe in you. But one thing I know about you, how overly confident you are when it comes to certain things. Why do you say that? Our entire experience on the ship, maybe. That's different. I was doing something I didn't really understand. I understand my studies aside from math. Amicus leans and finally the one paw in his stomach. Anyways, how's your day? Did Alex show you around? Yes, he did. Amicus starts to grab the remaining food and set it aside on his own plate. Yeah, I realized that there isn't much to do. Yes, it was a bit of a bad day. I have tomorrow off my studies, though. So we can do something entertaining. Like what? Oh, I don't know. Go swimming, go to the bath, talk, you name it. Maybe eventually we go to the city too. The city outside? Well, everything's outside. I mean, the one I see across the lake? Yes, that one. Adastra City, the capital of our empire. Oh, isn't that kind of small for that? I mean, it looks very nice, but kind of just looks like an average-sized city. Amicus frowns. I think it's quite large, but how big are the cities on Earth? I shrug. I don't know. Pretty big? Millions of people? Amicus raises an eyebrow. Millions? Oh, yeah. I wonder if Lucinia translates everything correctly. Why, how big is Adastra? The city? It's just other 5 million. Wolf's population of 80 million. Oh my. How many humans are there? Like 7 billion? Is that it? Amicus jokes. What? Is that a lot? That's preposterous. Do you not have a population control measure put in place? Yeah. I can see why he thinks that. Well, not in most places. Amicus shakes his head. Well, you are penniless, so I guess it makes sense. The species might be so misguided. Amicus seems very hard to choose the last word, even though he's being still very condescending. Seems to notice my annoyance, though. Well, is your species doing well? Is your planet able to sustain such population? Sort of. I guess there are many problems. Amicus strokes at his chin. Well, I suppose when I become emperor, I could ask Farron about your species. The whole thing is a real mystery, but it's clear what we have overlooked. Some people somehow. Smiles at me. Maybe we could bring you into our fold again. Whoa, hang on a second. Imagine images of Roman spaceships descending the heavens inside the human race, all because of me and flash through my mind. You know, Alex told me about what you and your other sapiens. It doesn't sound like something humans would want to be a part of. What did he tell you? The whole enslavement thing. Enslavement? What do you call your children? Well, that's a harsh word for it. It's a true word for that, Amicus. No, it's the right word. Humans have done the whole servicing back on Earth. It never turned out well for the servant. Amicus' ears go down a bit, and it's misguided as humans might be. We at least abolished slavery. I noticed Amicus' ears turning red. Maybe he never expected to be lectured by ethics by a human. Well, I do mean to change things, but when I become emperor, a bit, I mean, things can't be changed all at once. It has to be gradual. Amicus flicks his tail, annoyance at me. Listen, I agree with you. We've been trying to change the ways we've treated our children for generations. My grandfather and father both worked towards this. Wow. Well, while we messed up indefinitely wrong, I think an intelligent thing might be even worse. What intelligent thing? I grimace Amicus' face to tell my ready now own the answer. The way you stunned intelligence to children you uplifted. Amicus is silent for a moment. I can tell that this is making him very uncomfortable. I have to ask myself now. I got to this point, sitting to self-debating ethics and perspective emperor with a perspective emperor wolf. Finally folds his arms and puffs. Again, I agree with you all on all this. I don't like the way we've treated our children. And I truly feel that becoming a more compassionate and a united emperor will lead to better outcome for everyone. It's going to take small steps, but understand that something I need to fix. And stop saying you like I did it. I was born into this. I realize how much of open book Amicus is as a person, so I don't doubt his worst. Well, as long as Cassia doesn't become emperor, Amicus snorts. Not a chance. Better not let him win. If he does, it sounds like he's gonna reverse all of that. And I'm saying there's no chance of it. Wait, how much has Alex been telling you? It was short conversation. I asked him about the Empire. I didn't want to get out. I didn't want to get Alex in trouble. He wasn't just supposed to tell me. Cassius seems like a terrible person, by the way, And I'm not just talking about his personality. He wants to keep people enslaved. It's complicated. He's very traditional, but again, there's no chance. I signed with the wolf's overconfidence, but he does know his brother far better than I do. Well, I'm at least glad I'm behind the right wolf, getting myself home. The right wolf? Yeah, that's you. Yeah, I can't imagine being under your brother. I was glad at the plate he'd been billing with food. Speaking of, are you gonna bring this to Alex to the garden? Did you want to accompany me? I run hand in hair, feeling the grims to no shower. Actually, I can use a shower. Oh, you're gone. I feel kind of gross. Oh yeah. Step in and it starts up. Then screen on the wall continues the temperature. It has spectrums that I could drag a finger across. I'll figure it out. All right. Well, I should be back by the time you've finished. And with that, Amicus balanced the plate of food back to the paws and stride out of the room and leaving to go into the bathroom. I quickly used the toilet again, suddenly glad that I don't have to use that public toilet like the ones I seen drawn in the Roman history books. Well, after Fuya takes a shower, I think I'm gonna have to call it air. Then the shower is easy enough to understand. The water immediately warm and pleasant. I don't have to bother temperature. There's several glass of bottles of soap. I choose for smell the best. Give me the quick wash. When I done, I grab a towel off the wall and dry off the wrapping it around my waist. I thanked myself, putting my clothes back on, but I have an idea of stepping back into that underwear that has me hesitating. Instead, I opened the door, greeted the sight of Annika sitting on the edge, bed of looking to the side, paw, lap looking in a brush. If this is where I think it's going, maybe. I think I have to. I think call here for today. Turn to the main menu. Well, I'm gonna have to call it here for now. I hope you guys enjoy what I do for you guys, and hope you can enjoy many more that comes to this, and hope you can enjoy more of Your Turn to Die and Ocean Avenue, and many more I'll keep posting on. And don't forget to support Team Echo and with their Patreon and all that down below. And hope you had a good time, and hope we can do more, and hope to see you around again. So, without further ado, I bid you goodbye for now.